Howdy doody, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Ooh, I have Behance playing because I just finished watching up our man Kyle. How are you all doing today? Glad you had... My tongue is tripping, ladies and gentlemen. How are you guys doing today? I'm glad to have you guys here with us today. Wade, we have Annika, we have Ashrafo. What's happening? Annie, Hillary. We're glad to have you guys back in the saddle for another XD Daily Creative Challenge. We have some amazing things for day number 5 today, or rather day number 4, depending on how you look at it. But let's jump into what we have for today, how to jump into the challenge if you guys are new, and how long the challenge is going to run for. All right, let's hop in. So first off, from the beginning of this week, all up until August 20th is this up and coming challenge. And by the way, if you are new here, first off, put 1 in the chat so we can say hello to you, or just say hi in the chat, welcome. Do not forget, links are down in the description for both the challenge starter file that we will be working with today, as well as how to join our community and really just see the rest of the challenges that we have up until August 20th. So with that said, the link that takes you to all of the challenges will be behance.net/challenge/XD. Our man Wade has all the deets as well. Depending on whether you're on Behance or YouTube, links are down in the description. So, with that said, don't forget to join our amazing community. More on that later in our Discord. But what we have today is we're going to be doing some mouse drag animations in XD, designing a simple web page, then prototyping mouse drag interactions using drag animations. But not just any regular drag animations, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to try to do something a little, it's actually really not hard to do, but we're going to make something pretty unique. We're going to try to make this little eye animation with a drag. And if you guys really want to be ambitious, you can make it blink if you want. But as soon as we click it, nice little transition to another page. So we're going to try to deal with that little transition today, as well as the eye movement. If you guys want to make the eye blink, do as you please. So, by the way, this is by Michael Crawford. Beautiful designer. You want to check him out on Dribble, feel free to. All right, so let's hop into XD. Let me show you guys what we have thus far. This will not be the starter file. This is just my own version, so you guys can see kind of what we're looking to build today. Mezu says, how many artboards? 3. So all we're going to do is this little eye movement here. And you guys can decide to make it so that you can move the eyeball anywhere you want. But we're just gonna drag it over. And boom. Ta-da! That's as simple as we're gonna get today. It's really not as crazy as you guys think, but let's hop in. So, by the way, this is what I did beforehand. This is not our starter file. But I gave you guys the first artboard, but what we did is all of that was just done in 3 artboards. So, let's move to our actual starter file. So if you guys download the starter file, you guys will see this beautiful thing, challenge number 4, and our first artboard just like this. I gave you all the things. Bruce, what's going on, Bruce? Bruce says, ta-da! Yes. All right, so what we're gonna do is pretty simple. If you already downloaded the XD files, all we're going to do, and by the way, you guys have submitted some amazing challenges for yesterday's challenge in our Discord. Can't wait to look at those afterwards. They're amazing. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm just gonna duplicate it, all right? And I've kind of built this out to where it really doesn't take long, but I want to give us a little bit more time so we can maybe do some other exciting things. So I've duplicated our artboard, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is grouped. This eyelid thing is grouped, and it's also inside of a mask. We can dive into what that means, all those other things in a little bit. But if you guys download the file, all you have to do is just take this group that is like the iris, move this wherever you want. We're going to move it up here to the corner, right here. And essentially, for those of you who are wondering how this happened, I just made a lip. Actually, how did I make this? How did I do this? I just made a ellipse here. I'm just gonna make this as close as I can. I know it's not gonna be perfect. A little ellipse, and I made a little iris. So we just make this black, or whatever color I can do as quickly as possible. I just selected both shapes, or in this case, there is a grouped element. So I'm going to group these two. I just hit Control G, and I'm going to put it inside of this area here. So I'm actually going to duplicate this. So duplicate it, boom. I'm going to take this, select, hold Shift, click this background piece here, right click, and let's see. I'm actually gonna bring this to the top. So this shape on top, our group on the bottom, right click and mask with shape. There we go. So now our little grouped segment is inside of our little eye shape, and I'm just gonna pull this on top of our eye thing here. So now I have the illusion that this grouped element is staying within inside of that iris, or that eye. I don't know the biological technical terms, guys, just roll with me. And if anybody's eyes end up looking like this, send them to the hospital. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're moving this eyeball here, but what is the trigger for the eyeball to move there? We're gonna take this little explore thing, so it's gonna start here. Meziu says, I picture myself doing the Sharingan. Yes, Naruto squad, please do the Sharingan for your submission. So we're gonna pull this element here, just over to the corner, and we're gonna rotate it a little bit. We're gonna give it a little spin. And let's just see what exactly this does. So we're gonna go over to our artboard, number one. We're gonna go to our prototype, and we're gonna click on this element. And we're just gonna drag this all the way over to our artboard. We want the trigger to tap. Our transition, we want auto animate. Easing, up to you. I'm always doing snap, and I'm gonna do about like 0.4 seconds. And I'm gonna just do the same thing back. So I'm gonna, on this artboard, I'm just going to, I don't know the term, pin it back, pull the arrow back. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna, regardless, I'm going to prototype it so that when I decide to drag this back to the right corner of our artboard, we go back to our first artboard. So let me show you all what this does. So if we pull, whoops, oh, you know what? We did not pick, we picked tap, not drag. So trigger, make sure that you use drag, not tap. All right, here we go. My eye just started to twitch, says Wade. All right, so this is what we have. So now we have a nice little drag animation, and you guys can see that the Explorer actually rotates as I'm dragging it. And we can do the same thing for our group here as well. So we can actually select in this group. Oops, let's go back to design. I'm gonna click inside of our group here. I'm gonna select the group with the word. You see how I'm rotating this? So what I'm gonna do here is I have it selected, and as I'm just gonna select how much I want it to rotate in this animation transition. So I'm gonna do, I don't know math. We're gonna rotate it about 185 degrees from its starting point. And we're just gonna take a look at what that does. So now, as I pull this over, we have the rotating text. And for those of you who are wondering, hey Brandon, how did you get the rotating text? Great question. Or how did you get the circle text? I am not a master at this, but I will explain. I'll show this. There's a couple ways you can do it. Where's my files here? Okay, so essentially what I did, and this isn't even perfect here, but what I did is I went into, actually let's try something really quick, because I'm not sure. All right, it doesn't work in XD. All right, so all I did is I opened up Illustrator. And I am not a pro at this, guys. I'm sure you can do this in Photoshop just as much as you can. But I am not an Illustrator mastermind. Like, I did this super, probably not the way it's supposed to be done. Let's see, let's just do a new I just drew a circle and I hit the text button or T, and I, for those of you guys who are actually like experts in this, oops, nope. I hit Alt and I click on the circle, and now I can like type stuff in the circle. So I just typed what I wanted and I exported that. I essentially just did File, Export, Export As, and I saved it as a PNG and brought it into XD. I'm pretty sure you can do this with, let's see if we can do it in Photoshop. How much time we got? We only got 10 minutes. No. Wade said there are many ways you can do this, so no wrong way as long as it works. Exactly. So please don't scream at me for being like, Brandon did not press the 3 keys correctly in Illustrator. But if you get it to work, it works. So far what we've done is the drag, the rotation, and now what we're gonna do is once it animates there, that really cool transition. So what we need to do for that transition is we're gonna duplicate our artboard one more time. This is the last artboard we need to do. And just, gotta line things up. We're designers out here. And I'm kind of gonna cheat, but this is super simple. I just wanted to bring over my assets that I've used previously. But essentially what this is are a whole bunch of blocks that I have stacked on top of one another that are different colors. And they are going to, oop, what happened? Oh, my file froze. All right, let's see here. Let's make sure to save. Let's see if we can close some things out. Hold on one second, guys. Appreciate your patience. Let me see if I can resurrect our XD. All right, hopefully we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I am so sorry about that. All right, we should be. All right, put 1 in the chat if everything is a-okay. I think we should be good. That was a little bit of a blip. Put 1 in the chat if everything is a-okay. I think we should be good. That was a little bit of a blip. But let's see. All right, let's try to. All right, XD's fighting back a little bit, and so is, hold on. Some buffering. All right, thank you, Wade. Appreciate that. All right, let's try to open things back up, and we'll go back to my screen. One-ish. Okay, I was stressing. Okay. Whew. All right, so because now we're cutting down into, thank you, Eric, I appreciate that. We're coming down to the line. Essentially, what I'm doing here is I have a whole bunch of building blocks that we're going to essentially animate. I have them grouped. And what we're gonna do here, I'm just gonna put it together so you guys see what's happening, and then I'll go over how it works. So these are the building blocks that I have. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring them into our third artboard just like this. And I'm gonna pull them all the way to the bottom. We're not necessarily gonna see them. Like right there, like right here. Like I'm gonna try to push this down as much as I can to like where it's almost invisible. And I can also turn down the opacity if I really wanted to. And we're gonna go from here, I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna paste it into this artboard. Turn the opacity all the way up. And I'm just going to drag this all the way. Actually, I can do whatever I want with this. So there's no right or wrong answer. I'm going to just, what I want this to end on, right? Because that's how we need to think about animation in Adobe XD. And I know I want it to end on the salmon color. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. And I'm just gonna make sure, I'm gonna pull down all of the salmon color tiles, full width. Same thing here. I'm gonna pull I'm just gonna do this one at a time. Again, there's no right or wrong answer, especially when you guys are doing this for yourselves. You know, pick how you want this to appear. Pick these and push this up. Boom. And now what dictates, going back to our, I think I closed all the XDs. Okay. Depending, the animation, this is what we need to play with. How the animation looks depends how far, actually let's take a look at this first, one thing at a time. So let's prototype this. We're gonna go from this screen to this screen. So we're gonna prototype. We're gonna click on this artboard and we're gonna create a timed trigger. So rather than tap, we're gonna do time. We want the delay to be 0 because as soon as we move this cursor up to our left-hand corner, we want it to animate to this artboard. We're gonna do the easing to snap. We're gonna do 0.4. And we can play, we're just gonna play around at this point and see what happens for us. So we're gonna pull this over, boom. Okay, so it just turns into a pink, a pink smorgasbord, which is not what we want to happen. Let's check something out here. Dun, dun. Here we go, transition, auto animate, there we go. Always catch myself doing that. All right, so let's check one more time. Boom. All right, so we have our animation, it's just way too fast. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna up this duration to about like, let's do 5 seconds, see what happens. Just so we can see, we can diagnose what's going on at like super slow speed. Okay, so we have that. Now, what I don't like is how long it takes for the opacity to show up. Or for the actual colored blocks to show up. So what I essentially did is I went back to this and I just turned the opacity all the way up. And I know this is like at the very corner. Like I think this is like 1 pixel in. There's other ways of overriding this. I'm just doing this for sake of time. But there are other ways. If I had prototyped this in a specific way, it wouldn't matter if I had things on the artboard or not. But just for the sake of time, I don't have the time to reroute and explain all that. So I'm going to, all I've done is turn the opacity all the way up so we can see what's happening all when it happens. So I'm dragging, I'm gonna let go, boom, 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 boom. All right, so now this final piece where it kind of snaps and then goes back down, we don't want that. So what we're going to do is we're just gonna stretch these pieces down. And all right, Umacorn, take it easy. Thank you for hanging out and enjoy your weekend. And so what I can do to change some of how things are coming in, going out, in this sort of animated transition. So if I play this, I can change how things are animating or how fast they animate by changing the length of their block. So I can increase the length of their block. Just like this. And I can play around with this, you know? This is where you can have fun and try to get, you know, the pattern or the type of animation that you want. But I'm really curious, how excited are you about this eyeball thing? Is this stuff that you knew about? Is this stuff like, oh, I didn't know I could do that? Really curious to know your thoughts. There we go. And now to add the ta-da. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just going to take this text here. I'm gonna copy paste it. Have ta-da. Actually gonna keep it in that color. What's going on, Fergie? What's happening? All right, so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this ta-da and I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna pull it right down here. Penny says this is cool. I'm getting ideas. Mezu says I thought that was a hover state when I first saw it. Nope. So, and there's probably one in a couple ways of doing this. So, and I can't wait to see somebody where I can drag it from here to here, and the person who makes it where the eyeball moves all over the map. I can't wait to see that, or all over the. I'm playing too many games, guys. Too much League of Legends. But all over the webpage. I'm really excited to see how that works out for you guys and for you guys to share it in the Discord. So, boom. Ta-da. Oh, we had our friend over in the right corner. We need to fix him. So we're gonna bring this down just a little bit more to fix that, because we don't want it to bounce. We don't name layers here, Fergie. Guys, if you're working with a team, name your layers. But you know, the reason why I also don't like to name my layers is because I think Adobe is. I don't think in the future the game is going to be layers. There's going to be a way to just be like, oh, this is what we want to build, pull that, extract it, and it's made, especially with no code tools happening. And obviously for organizational reasons, name your stuff. But the fact that you can make something like this and just be able to click exactly, you know, what you need. And some of my stuff is named for, you know, we got the eye mask out here, zoom in there. So we're semi-organized. If you're working with a team, definitely be organized, because you can't expect your team to read your mind until Neuralink comes out. So with that said, we have a couple minutes here. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is what we've been able to put together, but now let's dive into some Discord submissions. All right, let's pop in. All right, if you guys haven't joined our Adobe Discord just yet, you definitely are going to want to. Layer Free Creative Society, dream the dream, Brandon. Yes, Wade, we do. All right, so let's dive into what some of you guys have submitted for last week or yesterday's challenge, day 3. You guys have put. I hope you guys enjoyed some of the, you know, some of the stuff that we've been showing this week. And by the way, good job figuring out how to, a lot of people ask how to submit their work when it comes to exporting things in XD. Actually, let me answer that. If you guys are in XD, you're 100% new, there's 2 ways. One, if you're exporting a video. If you're on Mac, we have this awesome little feature here where if you click it, you can record your prototype as you work about it. File will save to your computer. Or if you just want to export your artboards, you can select all your artboards, hit Control or Command E, and export all of your beautiful artboards in either PNG, JPEG, PDF if you really want to, SVG if that is a desire of your heart. But that's how you export. And make sure when you are putting your stuff on Behance, you use the tag XD Daily Challenge. So I know I was going really quickly. I know we have like 1 minute and we might get cut off here, but good job on everybody who has submitted their work in Discord, and I cannot wait to see this eye challenge. So with that said, and before we get cut off, I want to say thank you to everybody, Eric, Susie, Mezu, Annika, Wade, for being an amazing moderator. I was like, co-host, what is the term? But thank you guys for showing up. I'll be here next week, same time, same place. Don't forget to submit your work, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and have a blessed weekend. Peace.